What is up, you guys? Welcome back to Motorhead YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be working on my E30M3 replica, and I do need Mr. V-Tune's help today.
What's going on, guys?
We are going to have to remove these doors right here, and it is just 2 pins right here, and obviously I can't remove them myself, but right here there's a 10mm, so we need to unbolt it and get this door off, because I do want to go ahead and sand these door jambs right here. I want to take this off and sand them, get rid of this rust right here, throw a fresh coat of primer over that, and trim out the doors and trim out these insides right here. That way I can go ahead and shut the doors for good, and I can focus on these quarter panels and getting them in primer. So when I paint all this, we can move on to that. So I'm going to go ahead and get these doors off with Ben, and obviously I can't do it myself. But what do you think of this color, dude?
Looks pretty good. I like the blue.
You gonna paint your Mustang this color?
I think so. I'm not sure. What color? Is this the San Marino blue or
Laguna Seca blue.
Why does it look so dark though?
It's just, that's how it is. And in the sun it's super bright, and then low light it's super dark, and then at night it's green. I think you're thinking of San Marino blue, like that deep dark blue.
No, I was talking about the bright blue. The very bright. Is this the very bright one?
You're probably thinking of Yas Marina blue, the one you wanted to paint your E30?
Oh, yeah.
Nah, this color is better than Yas Marina blue.
It's a lot darker.
But honestly, I mean, for a garage paint job, dude.
Oh, it looks good.
Oh yeah. A little bit of dust on it because it's been sitting. But yeah, so we're going to get these doors off. And maybe Ben will help me scratch them up a little bit.
I'm good on that one.
You don't want to help me sand?
Nope.
Alright, well, he's going to help me get the doors off. Once I get the doors off, I can just go ahead and focus on the door jambs.
Wait, how did they come off? Just a bolt right here, and then they just slide up?
No, look, I'm pretty sure that one's a pin.
No, it's right here. You unbolt this and you just slide them up.
Oh, so that's even easier. I'm pretty sure this is already unplugged.
Yeah, just so you don't have to mess with the actual hinges down there.
Yeah, and when I paint it, I can just slide it back on, same spot. Alright, so we're going to get these doors off real quick. Okay guys, so big shout out to V-Tune for helping me get these doors off. So now I'm going to go ahead and sand all this with the 180 and get it looking good, ready for primer. We're going to prime this entire inner area right here and all this right here. While that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and start on that side, and then we can sand it all with the 400 and get it nice and primed and painted, and have that Laguna Seca blue inside here, and paint the inner sides of the doors. That way we can just slap it all back together and leave it on. I'm going to go ahead and paint all this area right here too, and all of this. That way when we trim out the front end, we can put the front end on. I'm honestly thinking about just putting metal fenders on here. I really don't want to deal with these fiberglass ones. If anyone knows where I can find some metal front E30M3 fenders, comment down below. I really do need them. So I'm going to go ahead and start sanding this with the 180 and getting it ready for primer. Okay guys, so I got this side all sanded down with 180. I do still need to touch up this spot, fix that right there. It's just a little bit of Bondo with pitting. I want it all to look nice, smooth, and uniform. So we're gonna throw a little section here, sand that out, and then prime this side. I think I'm only gonna do one side for tonight. I mean, it is pretty late, and as you can see, it is dark outside. I'll probably just do the other side off camera, and next video we'll go ahead and get these quarters ready. Once the quarters are ready, we can go ahead and paint everything, but first we do need to trim all this out. So I'm gonna throw some Bondo here, and we're gonna clean it all up and get this little section primed. I do need to tape off this beautiful engine bay since it's already painted. I don't want no overspray on it. So we're gonna go ahead and get that Bondoed and get this primed. Okay guys, so I've just done some thinking, and I decided I'm just gonna go ahead and get all this bodywork done and prime all this together. I really don't want to be priming here and then doing bodywork here and working this edge, because then I'm going to ruin this beautiful paint, and I don't want to just be redoing stuff. So I'm just going to call it a night, and I'll go ahead and take a full day from the morning to end to get it all in primer back here, and then we can just go ahead and prime it all together and trim out this side and that side and the doors. That way I can actually pull this boat out and I can put the doors here and do the doors and everything together. So we're just gonna call it a night. I'm gonna catch you guys in the morning and we're gonna go ahead and just knock all this out. There's really not much left to do here. It's pretty much there. So I'll see you then. All right guys, so it has been a little while since that last video. And before we do start on the B&W bodywork, which I intend to get in primer today, I am actually at the shop and I am in the Lincoln Continental right now. As you guys know, I did mess up that door, unfortunately. You know, accidents happen. So I need to repaint that door. We got a brand new OEM bumper, and also we need to paint the side skirt. So what we're gonna do right now is go ahead and sand out these imperfections where I messed up this door, and then we'll go ahead and block out the rest and get that prepped. Get the bumper prepped, which is actually sitting right there in front of the paint booth, and the side skirt, and we'll throw it all into the booth, get it all painted, and then that's going to be it. And then we can just go ahead and reassemble this thing and complete it. So let's go ahead and get started. I think I'm going to start with this door, go ahead and get this door knocked out, and then I'll move to the bumper. And once we get everything ready, we'll go ahead and start taping it up. There's not much taping to do since it is just the door, and we can just tape it up real nicely. And once we get it taped up real nicely, we can go ahead and throw a nice slick paint job on it. So let's get started. Okay, so I sanded the door and the trunk. Actually, I had to repaint the trunk. I forgot to tell you about that. There was some fish eyes in it and I didn't like it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just respray it. It's just gonna be another layer of clear, no big deal. Oh, and also I do have some bad news, guys. Check this out. So I unpackaged the bumper and it has some dents in it. When they put it in there, they folded it and it's just pretty warped up and it looks pretty bad. I don't know if we're gonna be able to fix it. Probably be best to just get a refund on it and order a new bumper, because I mean it's just unacceptable on such a nice car. And as you can see right there, it's just pretty bad. They folded this whole thing up to fit it into the box and in turn mess it up. This is supposedly an OEM bumper. I haven't really inspected it too much, but that's very unfortunate that that happened. And I don't know, we're gonna have to work something out with the shipping company, or actually with the eBay seller. We do have buyer protection, so I'm not too worried about it. Hopefully we can figure something out and get another bumper and just get that spray. And that really sucks, so I'm just gonna focus on that and get that looking real nice, and we'll just come back to the bumper next time.
The right place for you.
Okay guys, so I got the trunk painted. It looks beautiful. Really happy with it. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a reaction here. I say little, but it was pretty big. And I'm not gonna be able to paint this today, so I'm gonna wait. And then tomorrow morning I'll come in here, sand that up a little bit, throw some more paint there and clear this door. That really sucks because the trunk turned out so well, but I'm not gonna dwell on this too long. I'm just gonna go ahead and head home and get started on the E30. I got a lot of work to do on it today, so we're gonna let this cure and we'll just go redo that tomorrow morning, and we're gonna go ahead and get started on the E30. Okay guys, so we're here at the shop at home and I'm gonna start working on this quarter panel, and it's pretty much done. I got this thing looking super smooth and I got the gaps looking very nice. Right here we did have an issue, and the issue is, as you can see, it did chip right here, and that's just from the trunk constantly getting moved. But over here it is good, and all these gaps look good. So I'm going to focus on this side for today, and I'm going to go ahead and get it ready for primer. I have some glaze, and we need to just go ahead and smooth all of this stuff out, get it looking good. And it's pretty much there. I mean, there's not really much to do. Like, check that out, guys. That looks beautiful. And once I get all that done, I can go ahead and prime all this together, and it'll be ready to trim out this bay. And also, all this looks good. As you can see on this side, I do need to fiberglass this side. I never got to it. Like I said, my brother did this side, and I did that side and pretty much got it done. So I need to do this side just like that side. I'm just been taking it easy. There was a low spot here, so I added some Bondo. That needs to be sanded out, and then we'll throw a skim coat over everything and make it look just like this side. The main thing I need to do right now is, obviously I do need to fix that, so I'll throw some kitty hair fiberglass there, and then also up in here I need to just go ahead and finish this. It's pretty close, as you can see. You know, I got all that in here, so I'm gonna probably take off this trunk because I do know the gap. Well, actually I want to perfect this trunk. As you can see right there, it needs to be sanded some more. This all needs to be smoothed out. So I'm gonna get this gap perfect so I can take this trunk off and get all that good. That way I can just go ahead and prime this entire quarter panel with this wheel well right here. Guys, I do got some exciting news about getting this thing started, so you're gonna have to stay tuned till the end of the video. Trust me, it is worth the wait. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm just gonna go ahead and sand this. As you can see right here, I need to sand all that out and sand it smooth. And once I get everything smooth, I'll throw a coat of glaze over everything and 180 everything and get it nice and perfect and uniform. And then we can go ahead and tape it up and get this side primed. Okay guys, so that is looking a lot better. As you can see, it's all nice and uniform. And also I did notice I need to fiberglass it a little more right here. As you can see, there is a little divot right there. I'm guessing just from constantly moving it around, and it ripped off a piece there. So we're gonna have to fiberglass that too. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and kitty hair this spot and this spot and get it looking right. And I'm pretty sure that's all I have to fiberglass. Everything else is sounding real nicely. And then inside here, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I was thinking of just laying a strip of panel bond and smoothing it out. That way the gap is there. I really don't know yet. I'm still deciding. I may just do one layer of kitty hair in there and sand it nice and smooth so it's nice and flush and you won't really see it because it's underneath there. So right now I'm just going to focus on this, put some fiberglass here and fix this. Once I get this gap right, I'll sand everything, throw one coat of glaze over it, sand it real nice with the 180, and throw a fresh coat of primer. Okay, so that might look a little messy, but I actually really like how it's laying on. As you can see, I've pretty much built this edge back up completely. And I forgot to mention it was chipped up here, so I rebuilt this. So what I'm about to do now is I'm going to sand this smooth, completely flush with the trunk. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tape it from the back and lay one more layer on top. That way this fiberglass will bond over to here. And then what I'll do is, before it dries completely, I'll cut the seam just like I did before to build all these gaps, and we'll sand it smooth. And then, I mean, all this body work is done. This is just a little area so I can glaze over everything. And what I'm gonna do is lay one coat of glaze on this and we'll be ready for primer. I'm gonna reprime this quarter too. I wanna just go ahead and nicely block it out with 180 and get everything looking good. I know everything lines up perfectly here because I got this gap perfect. So we're gonna go ahead and wait for this to dry, sand it down, and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna fix this gap completely. So just like that, guys, we got this rebuilt and trunk. The rest we can just redo with the body filler. I'm probably just going to use glaze because it's pretty much there. It just needs a little bit on top. and to be shaped real nicely. I just wanted the base of it all to be with fiberglass. So I'm gonna take this trunk off for now, and we're not gonna worry about it. And when I get the trunk off, I'll go ahead and glaze all this and build the edge to be perfectly straight. And once it's perfectly straight, I'll know that the body gap is good. And this trunk still needs a lot of body work too. For now, I just wanna get all this area ready and prime all of this. So we're gonna take this trunk off, put some more body filler down, or some glaze, I'd say, over all of this, put some glaze over all of this, sand it all nice and smooth and get it primed. Okay guys, so I got this quarter panel and primer. Unfortunately the camera died and I really didn't notice. I was just really focusing on this quarter. It's not 100% because I'm going to block it down and prime it all together with this one more time. I want to go ahead and prime all this stuff and get everything just 100%. But as you can see on this quarter panel, I do still need to block that out right there, and then throw probably another skim coat like I did on that side and block it out. And this quarter is going to look beautiful. And then also, as I mentioned earlier, right there, it needs a little bit of filler just to get it perfect. And with these doors, I don't know, I might just find a new door because I don't want to really deal with all that. So as you can see, we do still need to do this door, and we'll grind that down right there, throw some kitty hair and throw some Bondo and some filler over it. And yeah guys, so this car is almost ready for paint. As you can see, this quarter is ready. That quarter is about to be ready. In the next episode, I'm gonna get that quarter ready and prime this entire car and get it looking beautiful and perfect. And I can go ahead and guide coat this and block this out and see how it looks if I see any imperfections. I do want this to be perfect, guys. And this thing is actually getting really close to completion. And it may not look like it, but guys, as soon as I get this car painted, I can literally just assemble it and I'm not gonna have any issues. As I said about the exciting news, so 625 Incorporated, it's a company that does F20 and K24 swaps into E30s. I've actually been talking to them and they're going to get my car running with the S2000 engine, and I'm going to drop that video right here.
Go. So yeah, so here's the C101 BMW side. So that plugs in there, it goes underneath this wiring and plugs in over there. So you've got your S2000 harness C101, fuel pump relay, and ECU. You got your fan control and coolant temp, as well as the ground. And that's the jumper. And it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It just plugs and plays. Like I said, we've been using that on Kareem's car for, I don't even know how long, 5 years now?
Yep.
4 or 5 years. So it's super clean, super simple. You can use any aftermarket S2000 engine harness if you want. And yeah, run, driving, daily driven. Kareem daily drove this for probably 3 years at least. Yeah. And then he's driving it tomorrow to work. So, but yeah, it's a great setup. It's super simple, super straightforward. We have everything from the mounts, oil pan, drive shaft, wiring harness, pretty much everything's just plug and play, super simple, super easy, and you have just a really fun, rowdy E30.
So as you can see guys, this is actually perfect because it's just going to be plug and play and ready to go. And I'm not going to have no issues. I'm going to get to use the original cluster and everything. I just found a complete E30 that I'm going to go pick up. Stay tuned for that. That'll probably be the next video, honestly. I'll probably go pick it up sometime this week. And it's awesome. It has everything. And I'm going to, as soon as I get this car all completely painted, I'm going to just take the boat out, put that E30 right here and slowly just swap everything over into this one. And it's just a matter of getting it all together. Then I can bolt my motor in for good and literally just plug that harness in to the original one, which is going to be right there. And I'm gonna have the original cluster. Everything's going to work. It's going to be awesome. And this B&W that I found is an E30 325. So I will have everything identical to this one because this is a 325 6-cylinder also. And before anyone gets upset about me ruining an E30 for this thing is an absolute rust bucket and you can't save it. And really the only parts you can use off of it are the parts that I'm going to use. And so I can also sell the motor, get some of my money back. But yeah, I'm so excited, guys. I'm also buying metal fenders. I don't know if I mentioned that. Metal fenders, I don't want those fiberglass ones. All it's gonna take is one turn and a bump and I'm gonna crack those. And the metal ones just will need no work. Literally just trim them out, slap them on because I'm trying to get this car done. I already see the end goal in sight. So I need to buy some metal fenders for it. And they're a pretty penny. So bear with me, guys. I'm spending a lot of money on this car with everything that I'm buying for it. But I'm excited because once I get this car painted, I can literally just start reassembling it and I'll have everything I need. Because I think I could probably go to the shop and find pretty much everything for this car, but it's just going to be a huge scavenger hunt and I'd rather just have everything so I know how to put everything back together because I took this car apart 2 years ago. It's been a long journey, but hopefully once we get this thing painted, it's just a matter of slapping everything together. It's going to be so exciting to just see it finally come together, and I really can't wait to see this Laguna Seca Blue engine bay with that engine in there. It's just gonna look so good, guys, especially with all the polished bits and also with this engine cover right here painted Laguna Seca Blue also. It's just gonna look absolutely insane, and I can't wait because then it's just a matter of doing stuff like the drive shaft, the exhaust. I'm probably just gonna go with all new suspension. I do have the E30M3 spindles, so I'll probably go with new control arms, these spindles. BC Racing is going to build me some coilovers with the E36 lower and the E30 upper, and it's going to bolt right up. We're going to go with that E36 rack and pinion simply because I don't really care about power steering. The car weighs 2,800 pounds, not worried about it. I'm going to take this transmission plate and my engine harness, and we're going to, I mean not my engine harness, my engine mounts and the subframe, and we're going to get all that powder coated. That way I can just go ahead and I think that's what I'll do as I'm waiting to get the rest of it painted. I'll go ahead and get all that stuff powder coated so I can just slap it in, and then the engine can go in there for good and it won't be removed after that. You know, I'll just go over everything, make sure my clutch is good. It does have a stage 3 comp clutch, you know, and it's rated for high horsepower. So everything is pretty much set up and the turbo kit is pretty much done. The issue I was having when I first reassembled everything was I couldn't get it started, but luckily with this engine harness from 625 Incorporated, we can just go ahead and bolt everything up and use all the original stuff. And I really love that I can use the gauge cluster because that means I have 2 S2000 clusters that I can sell. I mean, they're worth upwards of $900, so I can sell both of those, recoup some money. So if anyone needs an S2000 gauge cluster, I have one with 65,000 miles and one with 34,000 miles. That's a nice one. But if you're using it to scam someone by lowering your miles, I ain't gonna sell it to you. But honestly, if anyone needs it, you can DM me on Instagram. I'll link it down below. Guys, I'm really sorry that there hasn't been much content. I've just been getting overwhelmed working my new job. You know, one of the reasons I took this job was to actually discipline myself and gain responsibilities, because I was able to slack at my previous job because I was employed by my dad, you know. So there's some leeway there. So with this job, you know, I really got to work hard, and it's hard to juggle everything, and I've been just kind of not motivated to come after work and work on this thing. So please bear with me. You know, maybe I'll take a couple days off and get onto this car. I did kind of just take a break from YouTube because it is a struggle and a grind to just constantly release content, you know, and stay consistent. But you know, I needed a break and I needed to take some rest, but I'm glad I got at least some progress done on it. I'm sorry it wasn't a lot. You know, I know it was just 1/4 panel and we have the other one, but you know, as I said, I had to take a break and I'm really happy with everything. You know, we're getting there, guys, slowly but surely. My dream car is coming together, and I'll get that quarter done, get all this primed, and once it's all primed, then I can trim all this out. I'm really glad I listened to Yuri and didn't trim all this out yet, because if I had trimmed this out previously and did all that body work and taping and everything, you know, these jams would not look good, and I want everything to look pristine. So that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please Please smash that subscribe button to stick around. Hit the notification so you don't miss out. If you want to see anything that drops before the video, such as when I painted my engine bay, I dropped it on Instagram beforehand. Stuff like that, you can go follow me on Instagram at motorhead.co. I'll link it down below. I really appreciate all the love and support you guys have been giving. You guys are awesome, and sorry for the content. You know, I'm going to try and take a little break for a little bit and maybe just one day take a couple days off and just smash out all this bodywork completely. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. That's it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.